let's spend a little more time talking about the assignments and the course schedule. You'll find this listed at the end of the syllabus. Here's a quick summary of the various assignments, the points possible, and when they are due. So the weeks are set up into that instructional time frame, and the day that it ends, that week, is when the assignment is due. But this is also, I hope, a helpful resource for you to refer to. I noted that discussion has a slightly different deadline because there's 2 points you need to remember. So let's talk about each of these assignments in a little more detail. So for discussions, each week it'll be really important for you to keep up with the readings, the lecture materials, any activities, and then to contribute to this online community, because teaching at the collegiate level is really based on hearing other people's perspectives and learning from their experiences. So active participation through Canvas is going to be an essential part of your success in the course, and you'll help contribute to that experience for your peers. Each week you'll have a discussion post. It might be one part, it might be 2 parts. It just kind of depends as we go through the semester. You'll have 20 points possible. 15 points of that are for your own original post in response to the discussion thread. And then the other 5 points will come from you responding to at least one of your classmates. And you can respond to more than that. To make sure that we have time for people to respond, you need to have your original post uploaded by the end of the day on Sunday, and then that gives you a little bit of a grace period on Monday to respond to someone else. Now, can you do both of these things the Wednesday or Thursday or Friday before? Absolutely, but those are the deadlines, and then we'll move on to the next week. I recommend that you type your responses in Word or another program first. Sometimes technology fails, the internet goes out, and I don't want you to lose what you're working on. That will also allow you to check grammar, spelling, punctuation, and just put together a more elevated response to the discussion post. The next couple of assignments are opportunities for you to attend something or to speak to someone and then reflect upon what you've learned and how you might apply it. For all of these remaining assignments, I'll have detailed assignment guidelines and rubrics posted on Canvas. But just as a quick introduction, the TLPDC is the Texas Tech's Teaching and Learning Professional Development Center. And it's a mouthful, but they have a lot of wonderful workshops and activities, and you can, for this assignment, you could, if you're on campus but just taking this class online, you could find another workshop or a presentation to go to in person, but they'll also have sessions that are broadcast online or even recorded and posted online, and you can access those through their website. The other assignment you see here is to interview a college teacher. So I want you to find someone who has some experience, at least 2 years experience teaching at the collegiate level. They can't be a graduate student who is teaching or one of your current instructors. It could be a previous instructor, but and I'm also not eligible for this assignment. So after you interview them, you'll summarize your key insights in a paper and complete a few other things related to this assignment. One of the big projects you'll work on this semester is developing a syllabus. I'd like you to consider a new course you'd like to teach someday, either at Texas Tech or somewhere else, and you'll work through including all the appropriate sections, assignment, descriptions, course outline, time frame, all of those details. In addition, you'll take one of those assignments that you're proposing for your syllabus and create a more detailed assignment description and rubric. So you'll need to be thinking about what do you want students to do in the course, and then you'll take one of those assignments and make it much more transparent through this framework we'll discuss. Part of the job application, often for academic roles, is to include a teaching philosophy or a statement of teaching, something along those lines. So you'll be working on this and reflecting on your own approach to teaching and how you would describe yourself as an educator, and write a 2-page double-spaced description of that philosophy that I hope, if it's not required in a job application, you would at least have it handy and be able to speak to it. You're also going to prepare and deliver a 10-minute mini lecture. So this will be your teaching demonstration. Because we're in an asynchronous online course, we're not all going to gather to watch at the same time, but you will be selecting a topic that will extend our understanding of a college teaching topic. So it might be something that we just touched on during the semester but didn't have time to go into depth. Perhaps it's a learning theory you'd like to explain in a little more detail or provide a case study of. There'll be lots of opportunities to discuss ideas for this assignment, but you'll submit it, and then we'll have time for people in the course to watch it and give each other feedback on that presentation. In addition to the video, like what you're watching now, you'll also submit a plan for active learning and how you would assess learning outcomes. So, for example, will you ask people to respond to a discussion post or to submit a short essay of what they learned during your presentation, and so on. One of the bigger projects this semester that I want you to just constantly be considering is the Scholarship of Teaching and Learning project proposal. At one point during the semester, I'm going to ask you to submit your idea, like what are you considering for this assignment, and that will give me an opportunity to give you some formative feedback and perhaps connect you with some resources to help. And then you'll end the semester by submitting the full project proposal. Now, this is a proposal. You don't actually have to carry out the data collection and analysis process, but I want you to consider what types of questions might you want to ask that would improve your teaching or the learning environment or student outcomes, and just put together a proposal for how that could be done. So in review, I hope that you'll take this opportunity to introduce yourself on Rader Canvas so we can get to know you and the other classmates. Spend some time reviewing our learning management system and the syllabus for this course, and start reflecting about how you're going to approach the various assignments.